What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back on F1 25 for the 2026 season. It's the penultimate round of the season. Round 9, Qatar sprint race, and we could have 2026 world champion if Max Verstappen, well, realistically gets anything. We might have a 6-time world champion on the grid, but as you can see, Fernando Alonso has declined my contract that we sent him last video. It was a risky one. It was less money because obviously I don't be paying for Lewis Hamilton and Alonso being massive amounts of money. And Lewis Hamilton has also declined my contract, so we're in a bit of a pickle here. We need to really hope that we get some kind of contract agreement. Of course, I don't really want a big signing bonus because then that deducts our money. But I think we're just gonna send what he wants. Send the contract what he wants, and hopefully it will go right. Of course, we had that activity with the owner training where we are managed to get better counter offers. And also have better things. Obviously, both meetings for Bortoletto and Oliver Behrman are safe and sound. We could obviously go for them as a backup. Obviously, Nico Hulkenberg approached us. We're going for a 45% chance. Nothing too hairy, but also, nothing too big. Just doing a lot of the activities, and we obviously get that owner training point. We need to put on the people, and as I just mentioned, I was speaking to the future. My apologies. All counter-offs of a driver have a 10% better chance of success. So that means if we send something back to Lewis, he declines it, and when we send it back again, that chance of signing bonus goes up to 10%. So it's a nice little deduction of a way, and Lewis Hamilton has accepted the contract, so we have driver number 1 in McCoy's for next season, and just need to get our second driver. Obviously we have 4 drivers to pick from, and it's good that Lewis has accepted, and Nico Hulkenberg has declined our contract offer for next season. And to be fair, it's not much I can do. I don't want to ask him for 1.4. We got another meeting available which wasn't available beforehand, so we can now finally get the penalty down to 0, which is always a good thing to have. 40 million, 1.6 signing bonus, and to be fair, that is a good deal. But I want to try and snake through as much as possible and not get what he wants. So obviously we're going to view the counter offers. And of course, we all want to do 83. We all want to do 83, but I want to risk it. So 11 million, nearly a million signing bonus, and obviously nothing at the bottom. I'm gonna wait for the response on that. But the development for the MGU-H has failed, so we do need to get that up and running. And earlier, which I didn't show you, my apologies, we had a server crash and we dealt with it perfectly. But for durability, one of them failed, so we'll get that for Qatar. So there's nothing to worry about on that. Morale is all good. We have 2,000, and so we're going to just get a brake disc, because the brakes are right, but they could definitely be better. And driver evolution is there, and season break has begun, and we come back to a corporate facility and an iffy sponsor, and
bad news, I'm afraid.
This guy, Nico Hulkenberg, declines yet again our contract for next season, and I think it's still up to Fernando Alonso to accept our contract again. But to be fair, we obviously haven't got that good 83 offer, which I was hoping was still there. So I'm going to send him another offer, 60%, 14 million. 1.5 signing bonus, which is not too much. Kind of the same thing we asked for Lewis. Because what I found with Lewis asked for a little bit more bonus and a little bit of a spoiler. I haven't showed anybody, but we are going to lose Oliver Behrman and he has signed somewhere else. I have purposely not shown anybody that, because then you can see on the reveal of the pre-season. But Oliver Behrman has signed somewhere
All
else,
right, we've called
and I made an executive decision to stop Fernando Alonso and stick with either Hulkenberg or Bortoleto. So just waiting for a response back from. Yeah, there we go.
Bad news, I'm afraid.
That's the third time in a row that Nico Hulkenberg's declined our contract. So I made an executive decision: stop all talks. Stop all talks. Obviously, Lewis is signed, and of course, didn't actually realise at the time. I actually did forget at the time that we had a meeting available for Bortoleto. So we're going to go straight to that meeting. I mean, it's just it's the tough way of Formula One. We have to keep someone. We can't go with 2 new drivers. Of course, we possibly could, if we had F3 drivers in the mix. Just keep moving them about. But we haven't got that opportunity to be like, okay, we're going with this, we're going with that. So to be fair, I went with the reduced annual salary, and I was absolutely praying. It's 80k more than his signing bonus, but the annual salary goes down. But if he's not speaking to anyone, it's a bit of a tricky one. Driver sim testing, all good. Yeah, just going into research, making sure everything's good. I mean, we've got some quality of improvements on everything in between. So we're just getting phase 1 phased out. So we can stick on phase 2, pretty simple, going into Abu Dhabi and obviously season 3. Because I think engineering for season 3 needs to be looked at more than then. Because obviously I'm planning to, of course, have everything done. And of course, there is quote this, no regulations. We're driving the sport 11, but there's no regulations. You join me at the end of sprint qualifying with P13. A very good exit into the final corner. ERS down to 9, DRS, and we get a lovely position as the car is not very suitable in fast speed circuits. But also the fact that we do get points on the board. But George Russell pole, that's an unusual one. But yeah, I'm very worried about we haven't had any regulations come in, which it's very nerve wracking, because if they come into Abu Dhabi, I haven't got the facilities to go like that and get them done, which is annoying. But it is what it is, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Hopefully it's a little one, so we can get on top of that. But if it's a big one, we'll just have to take it as it comes in season 3. But let's get on to the action. It's sprint. Let's go. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in Qatar. And it's lights out, and away we go. Of course, we're on this medium compound tyres because of that tyre wear that was suffering really badly still. But I think it will come to play and help. It's getting better. But I think my aggression doesn't work this year's F1 tyre wear comparison. So that might have to change into season 3. But it's a very good launch off the line. We did get a couple of positions of Fernando Alonso and Carlos Sainz, and just chasing down Liam Lawson. A little bit of track limits there, but I mean, as you can see, car's not very good, very slippery going into corners. But I'm just really waiting for these regulation changes to come in, but it's going to come soon, and I don't want it to come. Well, it's probably going to come in Abu Dhabi, which is annoying. Side by side with Liam Lawson is going to turn number 1. We've got Fernando Alonso on our right hand side looking for a move. Fernando Alonso is going to look and pull back behind me as I kind of shut the door on him there. 5th gear probably wasn't the best option, late 4th gear going in there, but lap number 4 now, if we hold both still, a little bit of a wiggle going to the penultimate corner, final corner. We definitely can get points. We just need a very good strategy for the race. Right, Alonso rears our right end and we cover Alonso off, and I will try and cover Sainz off. We do Sainz a lot more than anticipated, and unfortunately we have to take the runoff area, which isn't the best thing you want to see. Yeah, so that means a retirement straight away, which isn't a good thing. But if we look at the replay, trying to cover off Alonso coming on my inside line, I want to try and cover off Sainz, but also have a good entry to the corner, and way too much was going to happen. I didn't want to spin out and cause more damage that we get to pay for. So unfortunately, DNF in Qatar for the sprint.
So we'll see you next
but we're a
time.
bounce back in the race, and fingers crossed get some points. But Max Verstappen, very, very good result for him, as of course he needs that points for his world championship. But let's go for qualifying for the main Grand Prix. Lando Norris, as we yet again join us at the penultimate corner, better entry and exit this time, as he says. But Lando Norris is currently on pole, which is good for his title fights if he wants to really keep it in the balance at the moment. Of course, a 25-point swing is a very good 25-point swing. We've seen that. I mean, in Netherlands this year, when Lando Norris had the mechanical DNF and Oscar Piastri went to win, it opened it up this much. Of course, at the time of recording this, free practice 2 is about to start. But as you can see, 26 points. As I said, it could have a massive swing, but let's go to the main Grand Prix.
Once more to the Middle East for what could be a very tricky night for our drivers tonight. Sandy, dusty, and with the sun setting, the temperature dropping too. This could be an intriguing event. Stand by for the Qatar Grand Prix. So we're back here in Losail, and this is the track map. 3.34 miles, 16 turns, and just one DRS zone out of turn 16. It's already a fast and flowing track after all. There's a good overtaking opportunity with DRS, though, through the long straight and into turn 1. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. Edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Meyer, Hakkinen, Oscar Piastri, and Russell. Antonelli, Sainz, Leclerc, and Alex Albon. Bortoletto, Stroll, Fernando Alonso, and Ocon. Aaron, Gasly, Liam Lawson, and Pepe Marti. Hulkenberg, O'Sullivan, Hadja, and Ollie Behrman rounds off the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. The formation lap gets underway then, and it's going to be interesting today to see how the dry conditions could affect the lifespan of the tyres.
Yeah, just reflecting on 26 points between Red Bull's two drivers, Lando Norris, Max Verstappen. Lando chasing his first world title, Max chasing his 6th in game. But it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in Qatar. And it's going to be lights out, and away we go. An alright reaction time off the line there, better than the rest of the lower midfield. Pretty quick acceleration for the majority, probably something we need to look at, but taking a nice curved ride, and we go round the first corner in the same position, and actually Alex Albon saves us, as we saw in the sprint. It's not very good to go around that corner in 5th gear, so Alex Albon just clipping his back side, so to speak, saved us from spinning round. But we have a lovely move on Alex Albon, and it's going to be a lovely move. Oh, a little bit of contact between Leclerc. Leclerc has to go off the track because of his weird shaky moves. But to be fair, up to 8th, that's not a bad place to be in 8th position. Very good start across the line. On the final corner, lap number 2 now, Max Verstappen sits the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, and we've got Leclerc and Sainz chasing us down, 2 former teammates. chasing this down to turn number 1, and it's going to be tight, and it's going to be contact with Leclerc. Oh, it's a big shunt on the bodywork. It's going to be a straight red flag, and that is a big accident. You can see on the mini-map, it's a big accident, as we can look at the replay now. Covering off Leclerc on the right to the left. Way too much defence, and I smack into Lance Stroll. Leclerc smacks into Fernando Alonso, and Ocon picks up damage. But I don't know how Ocon picked up that damage. But we're going to have a look now. Ocon, possibly just a passenger in all of this. Yeah, passenger. Lance Stroll gets clipped by myself, and Ocon just can't escape anywhere. As you see the contact, and Leclerc right in the back of him. So that's going to be 3 DNFs in the space of just a couple meters. But yeah, for the second time in Qatar, it's going to be lights out, and away we go. And it's going to be a lot better launch than it was at the start of the Grand Prix. We're very lucky not to get a penalty of 5 or 10 seconds, but we're going to go round the outside of Alex Albon. He's going to get better traction and better move than me, but we're going to set ourselves into the inside line, and we're going to make that position work. Kimi Antonelli and Carlos Sainz were just fighting, so we're going to take that to our advantage. Use the ERS and go to the right and get down the inside. A little bit of a scum move, but I don't care. But extremely lucky not to get a penalty down the inside of Kimi Antonelli. I don't think 7th place is going to keep us for that long. I think we're going to be battling the 2 Williams pair for the last couple laps of the race. But yeah, as I said, extremely lucky not to get a penalty there. Looks like one of the Red Bulls are leading. As I said, it wouldn't last long, but we are going to get down the inside and sacrifice a little bit longer. But just have a little update on the team. Yeah, well, it sounds like that. Ollie Behrman is in P21, last place, not very good. Lap number 5 draws to an end. Lap number 6 going on to 7. Anthony, as I said, it was inevitable. Trying to cover him off, trying to not cover him off too much. We don't want to recreate us and Charles, but we got the 2 Williams pairs side by side. A little bit of contact between us and Albon. Just keeping my foot in, push Albon out as it's not his space to be, and to get down the inside of Carlos Sainz as he was forced to the outside, and it was my inside. The lap number 7 to 8, as you can see, Kimi Antonelli nearly 9 seconds, 3 seconds ahead, pushing Albon, Sainz to the wall. Albon coming across, trying to cover off the pair, and they're both fighting into turn number 1. Albon's going to keep his footing to the pair, and to be fair, Albon looks like the quicker Williams this weekend, but to be fair, 1 point will be fine. 1 point's fine, 2 points will be better. They continue fighting as you get a considerable track limit, well, corner cutting. Of course, my fault, of course, but the car is really liking these hard tyres. I wasn't expecting when the grip picked up us to be, we were pretty much flying in terms of high midfield teams, really pushing the boundaries of the car. So it was a very big shot. I was very shocked when I turned in and it just turned like that. But lap number 12 now going to lap number 13. We have got a possible DNF. Yes, it's one of the kick boys, one of the kick salvers has pulled aside in the middle of the sector 3, and it's Pepe Marti. As we can see a replay now. Was it any contact? To be fair, he's running in a really good position, and I think it looks like to be just a mechanical failure. Yeah, just a mechanical failure. It hasn't blown up the engine, but just possibly something more. We did see a little bit of contact between the teammates, so that would risk Hulkenberg for any more positions. Yeah, but last lap of the Grand Prix. Well, penultimate lap of the Grand Prix, going on to the last lap, chasing Albon down. We're still in DRS range, and it's the final lap, and it's Max Verstappen that's going to win in Qatar and is crowned the 2026 World Champion of the world, 6 in a row. Max's AI has got a buff in the recent updates. So Season 3 Max is going to be crazy, crazy, um, crazy work, and we're coming home in P9 to claim 2 points for the team, which is beautiful. Obviously lucky that we didn't get any penalties, but 2 points is great for the team, especially fighting against the team we were fighting heavy against today, Williams. But Max Verstappen is a 6-time champion of the world as we go into Abu Dhabi to round off 2026. I mean, what a season Max had, new teammates, and just has not been phased by him. Just absolute dominance still by Max. But as the team celebrate a driver's world championship, Max is sincerely happy. And to be fair, I mean, possibly an equaliser in game of 7 world championships next season. I mean, that would be so cool to see. 6 world championships well, technically, if you follow the in-game and real life, it's in a row. In a row. Absolute crazy stuff. And next season, Max will go on for his 7th world title in a row and equals the records with everybody else. But that's 2 points. But Williams do outscore us by 5. So that's not the best thing in the world to see. And Behrman does finish in P9 at 18. Well, after all the DNFs. But yeah, Williams are level with us going into the final race of the season. But can we keep P5 or we lose it to Williams? Find out in the season finale in Abu Dhabi, and I'll see you in Abu Dhabi for the season finale for 2026. Goodbye.